Good morning. Today I'm going to talk about a topic within genetic engineering, and that is creating new species. Creating and designing new species is a fascinating chapter within genetic engineering. If you think about it, evolution happens every day, and it's very likely that the future will look radically different to how the world is today. But let's find out a bit more. A species is often defined as the largest group of organisms where two hybrids are capable of reproducing fertile offspring, typically using sexual reproduction. The basis for new species is the theory of evolution, which proposes that the process that might create a separate species is the same process that has created all of the species we see today. When a species gets split into or more distinct subjects, for example by a mountain range, an ocean or a size difference, the subjects picks up different mutations, create different gene pools and eventually form distinct species. Separate groups of organisms belonging to the same species may adapt in different ways to better exploit diverse environments or resources. They also may evolve varied traits for attracting mates. That is, different groups evolve in different directions. Over time, these groups or populations may become so different that they can no longer breed together. Separate species are formed. Is it possible to create new species in lab? The emergence of one species from another occurs when two groups can no longer interbreed. Such reproductive isolation is considered a key evolutionary process, and yet our knowledge of mechanism and mutation by which it actually occurs has been confined to conjecture. We can speculate on the history of evolution from various observations, says Masayuki Yamamoto, Director General of the National Institute for Basic Biology in Okazaki, Japan. However, it is virtually impossible to reproduce it experimentally. Virtually impossible, but not entirely, it seems, because scientists have been able to mutate a mating pheromone and its corresponding receptor in yeast to promote speciation. Have there been any tests already done? A genetic research group working in a lab in Kansas has succeeded in creating a new species of lizard by mating two distinct species of North American whiptails, both native to New Mexico. The offspring of females are not only fertile, but can reproduce by laying eggs that no need to be fertilized, which means that they actually clone themselves. Scientists have known for years that some species exist due interspecies mating. The whiptail lizards have provided proof of that. They have been creating new species themselves for at least several hundred thousand years. What could the future look like? Well, some scientists claim we will live longer, have kids in our old age, and rely on robots. We may also end up spending a large amount of our time in virtual reality. Mr. Last, a researcher from the Global Brain Institute, continues to say that by 2050, a completely new type of human will evolve as a result of radical new technology, behavior, and natural selection. Some evolutionary scientists believe this age could be as high as 120 by 2050. This refers to something known as life history theory, which attempts to explain how natural selection shapes key events in a creature's life, such as reproduction. It suggests that as brain size increases, organisms need more energy and time to reach their full potential, and so reproduce less. Mr. Last isn't the only scientist to have this view. Juan Enriquez, the founder of Harvard Business Review Life Science Project and a frequent speaker at TED Talks, recently spoke at the TED Summit and discussed the next species of a human being. Already know it's possible to print the mouse heart and to use human skin cells to create the liver cells. This means that in theory, you should be able to grow any organ from any one of our cells, and this raises the question if it will even be possible to download your own memories and upload them to a new body. This is, of course then leads to a lot of questions from an ethical, moral and political point of view. We already know that humans today take in as much information every day that people that lived 100 years ago did in a lifetime. The big question that scientists are working on today, and which is the puzzle that still remains to be resolved is, does this mean that we are already transitioning as a species? And does this mean that our grandkids will be a very different species than we are today? In conclusion, I think that this is a fascinating topic within science, and it's an area where a lot is happening right now. I therefore hope that I've been able to provide you an interesting and maybe slightly scary glimpse into the possible future. Thank you for listening.